Kaneki's life does not begin with trauma. That is the first mistake people make when trying to understand him. There's no defining tragedy at the start, no explosive loss, no violence sharp enough to leave a scar others can see. His suffering is quieter than that, diluted, polite, easy to overlook. Kaneki exists in the margins. He attends class. He reads books. He listens more than he speaks. He smiles when expected. He apologizes when unnecessary. His presence leaves no imprint on rooms. If he vanished tomorrow, the world would continue without adjusting its pace. And that is the true horror of his early life. Not pain, but replaceability. Kaneki's loneliness is not dramatic. It is not loud. It does not beg for attention. It simply persists. An ambient absence, a constant low hum of being unchosen. He has classmates, but no one waits for him. He has conversations, but no one confides in him. He has interests, but no one shares them with him deeply enough for them to matter. His greatest fear is not death. It is being unnecessary. So when we talk about love entering Kaneki's life, we must understand the shape of the void it falls into. This is not a boy searching for romance. This is a boy searching for permission to exist. Love to Kaneki is not passion. Love is proof. Proof that he is seen. Proof that he matters. Proof that the silence surrounding him can be interrupted. And this is why he never asks whether love can hurt him. He only asks whether it can save him. Rise Kamishiro enters his life as an answer to a question he never learned to phrase safely. She listens. That is the first thing. She does not interrupt. She does not patronize. She does not correct him. When Kaneki speaks about books, about stories, about the quiet worlds he escapes into, she leans forward. Her attention feels deliberate, chosen. For someone like Kaneki, this is intoxicating. She notices him, not as background, not as filler, but as a person worth focusing on. She remembers details. She mirrors his language. She laughs at the pauses between his words, not mockingly, but warmly. She reflects him back to himself in a way he has never experienced. This is how the contamination begins, because Rise does not arrive as danger. She arrives as relief. Their connection forms quickly, too quickly, but Kaneki never questions the speed. Speed implies desire, and desire implies value. He is not used to being desired. He accepts the pace gratefully, without scrutiny. When she asks him out, his fear is not caution, it is disbelief. The date itself is framed not as excitement, but as safety finally achieved. Kaneki relaxes in her presence in a way he rarely does anywhere else. His shoulders drop, his voice steadies. His thoughts stop racing ahead, searching for exits. He believes, instinctively, that danger announces itself, that it growls, that it warns, that it wears the shape of hostility. Rise smiles too easily for that. She laughs. She touches his arm. She walks beside him, not ahead. She mirrors vulnerability without exposing her own. She allows him to feel equal, not inferior. And Kaneki makes a fatal assumption that gentleness equals safety. He has no framework for predatory affection, no experience with intimacy that masks hunger. His loneliness has left him untrained in suspicion. So when the street grows darker, when the noise fades, when the world narrows to just the two of them, Kaneki does not tense. He trusts. The attack is sudden, not theatrical, not grand. It is humiliating. There is no heroic struggle. No moment where he understands what is happening in time to react. Rise's affection turns into violence so seamlessly that his mind lags behind his body. One moment he is chosen, the next he is meat. Love transforms into consumption. This is not metaphorical. It is literal. His body becomes collateral damage in someone else's appetite. His worth collapses instantly from romantic interest to resource. His pain is not even personal. It is incidental. And that is what breaks him. Not the injury, But the realization that his desire to be loved made him vulnerable to being used. When he wakes up in the hospital, he is alive, saved, they tell him, a miracle, a transplant, organs replaced, damage repaired, a second chance granted by modern medicine. But survival is not restoration. Kaneki feels it immediately, the wrongness. The subtle disconnect between intention and sensation. Hunger that does not feel like hunger. Sensations that do not align with memory. And then comes the quiet horror. His first hunger arrives softly, not with pain, not with panic, with confusion. Food tastes wrong. His body rejects what it once depended on. His reflection feels unfamiliar. His senses sharpen in ways that unsettle rather than empower. This is not the monstrous transformation people expect. There is no scream, no dramatic revelation, just the creeping awareness that something inside him has shifted irreversibly. And the worst part? His fear is not of ghouls. It is not of monsters hiding in the city. It is of himself, because deep down, Kaneki recognizes the pattern. Love came into his life as rescue and left behind hunger. The transplant saved his body, but it rewrote the terms of his existence. He is no longer fully human. He is no longer fully innocent. He is suspended between identities he never asked to navigate. And the truth begins to form, slowly and mercilessly. Love did not protect him. It selected him. Rise did not fall into his life by chance. His loneliness made him visible to something that feeds on vulnerability. His desire to belong made him easy to approach, easy to disarm, easy to consume. This is the first lie the story tells, and the first it destroys. That safety comes from being wanted. Kaneki wanted love so badly that he never noticed what kind of love was approaching him. And now, even as he breathes, even as he walks, even as he speaks softly and apologizes out of habit, the contamination has already spread. He cannot go back, because love has already changed the shape of his hunger. And in this world, hunger is never innocent. Kaneki does not enter the ghoul world with curiosity. He enters it apologetically. He does not ask how it works. He does not challenge its rules. He does not demand understanding. His first instinct is to minimize himself, to take up as little space as possible inside a reality that already feels hostile. Antiku becomes his refuge, not because it is safe, but because it is quiet. It offers him something deceptively comforting, conditional shelter, a place where he can exist without being hunted, as long as he follows rules that are never fully explained but always enforced. You may stay, you may eat this, you may live like us. Acceptance comes with an asterisk. Survival requires compromise. Kaneki clings to Antiku not as community, but as permission. He does not feel he deserves belonging. He feels he has been granted tolerance. And tolerance, once framed as kindness, becomes something you are afraid to lose. So Kaneki obeys. He learns when to speak, when to stay silent, when to look away. He mirrors politeness. He performs gratitude. He treats every kindness as fragile, something that might be revoked if he missteps. Love in this world is not reassurance. It is probation. Tuka Kirishima embodies the contradiction Kaneki cannot resolve. She is violent where he is hesitant, guarded where he is open, practical where he is idealistic. She understands the cost of caring because she has already paid it in blood and loss and irreversible decisions. She does not romanticize survival. She endures it. Tuka's care is sharp-edged. She protects through aggression, not warmth. Her affection is expressed through discipline, not comfort. When she lashes out, it is not cruelty. It is fear sharpened into reflex. She knows what the world does to people who hesitate, and she sees Kaneki hesitating constantly. Kaneki, however, misreads her. He interprets her anger as something he must deserve gentleness from. He believes that if he remains kind enough, patient enough, morally intact enough, The world will eventually soften around him. This is his second mistake. Kaneki refuses to adapt. He starves himself, not out of necessity, but out of principle. He clings to moral purity as if it were oxygen. He equates endurance with goodness, suffering with virtue. If I can survive without becoming like them, he thinks, then I'm still human. But this is not morality. It is self-erasure disguised as integrity. Every day he denies his hunger, he weakens himself. Every time he refuses to acknowledge what he is becoming, he isolates himself further. His humanity becomes a performance, something he acts out rather than experiences authentically. He is not living. He is proving something, and proving things always requires an audience. Rise never leaves him, not truly. She lingers in reflections, smiling from the glass when he washes his hands. She appears in moments of weakness, when hunger sharpens into temptation. Her voice is not loud, it does not command. It invites. She does not ask him to abandon his morals. She asks him why he is suffering for people who will never fully accept him, why he clings to rules written by those who do not share his hunger, why he confuses self-denial with virtue. Rise becomes the voice of indulgence, not evil, but relief. And that is what terrifies Kaneki, because part of him agrees. The more he resists, the louder she becomes. The more he insists on preserving his humanity, the more fragile that humanity feels. It cracks under pressure. It frays under hunger. Love, once again, reveals its price. To remain connected, Kaneki must disappear. To be accepted, he must diminish himself. Then comes the torture, not as spectacle, but as re-education. Pain strips away illusion faster than philosophy ever could. Every strike teaches him something he has been avoiding. Kindness does not protect you. Restraint does not save others. Love that refuses to defend itself becomes leverage. Jason does not just hurt Kaneki, he reframes love. He turns compassion into weakness, mercy into liability. Every memory Kaneki clings to of gentleness, of restraint, of choosing not to harm, is dismantled methodically. You cannot protect anyone, the pain teaches him, if you are afraid to become what the world fears. This is where the transformation truly begins, not with fangs, not with strength, but with permission. Kaneki's hair turns white only after his mind breaks, after the internal negotiation ends, after he stops asking whether he should change and starts calculating how much power is required to prevent loss. Love becomes justification. Protection becomes possession. Strength replaces connection. He no longer measures himself by who he is, but by what he can endure and what he can destroy if necessary. His humanity does not disappear, it hardens. Unhardened humanity is far more dangerous than cruelty. By the end of this act, Kaneki stops asking, "Who am I?" That question implies choice. He starts asking, "What must I become to keep people alive?" That question implies inevitability. And once love becomes a mandate rather than a bond, once affection demands self-erasure, the transformation is no longer tragic, it is complete. Kaneki's final transformation is not marked by rage. It is marked by distance. He does not announce his withdrawal from others. He does not explain it. He simply creates space, measured, intentional, irreversible. He learns the final rule of this world. Proximity is a liability. If you are close to him, you will be targeted. If you love him, you will be used. If he loves you, you will not survive unchanged. So Kaneki steps away, not because he wants to be alone, but because isolation has become the most reliable form of protection he knows. He becomes untouchable, feared by enemies, respected by allies, unreachable by those who once knew him as gentle. This is the quiet horror of his survival. The more capable he becomes, the less human connection he is allowed to keep. Strength does not widen his world, it narrows it. Kaneki is no longer invited into rooms. He enters them with expectation already attached. People look to him for decisions, for violence, for certainty. His presence carries weight that bends conversations around him. He is no longer Kaneki. He is a function. Tuka watches this happen without protest. That is what makes it hurt. Her love does not erupt. It does not demand explanations. It waits, patient, restrained, increasingly strained. She has lived long enough in this world to recognize the signs of someone disappearing while still breathing. Kaneki speaks less, smiles rarely, touches carefully, as if afraid that closeness itself might fracture something fragile inside him. Safety, once tentative, is replaced by uncertainty. Tuka does not fear him. She fears losing him while he still stands in front of her. Their love becomes something unspoken, suspended between moments, not broken, but deferred. They exist beside each other, aware that naming what they are to one another would make it vulnerable. And vulnerability in this world is fatal. Kaneki does not reject leadership. He accepts it without desire. Responsibility replaces identity. Strategy replaces introspection. Violence becomes routine. Not thrilling, not anguished, simply necessary. Each decision costs something he no longer bothers to mourn individually. This is how annihilation works. Not through explosion, through accumulation. Kaneki's body survives things no human body should. His mind calculates losses with increasing efficiency. His heart learns to ration attachment, allowing himself only enough care to function, never enough to collapse. Love becomes something he administers carefully. Too much, and it will destroy what remains. Too little, and he will forget why he is still moving. Eventually, the realization arrives, not as despair, but as clarity. He was never meant to be saved. That fantasy belonged to an earlier version of himself, the boy who believed kindness invited protection, who thought love arrived to preserve what already existed. But love did not come to save him. It came to change him, to burn away the parts that could not survive this world, to carve scars deep enough to reshape his purpose, to teach him that endurance, not happiness, is the currency of survival here. Love does not redeem Kaneki. It outlives him. It exists in the people who remember what he used to be, in Tuka's quiet grief for the softness that never fully returns, in the survivors who carry his choices forward without ever knowing the weight behind them. There is no victory waiting at the end of this story. No moment where the violence resolves into peace. Only endurance. Only memory. Kaneki lives. That is the cruelest outcome. The people he loves survive, battered, changed, breathing. And yet nothing is restored. Innocence is unrecoverable. Safety is gone forever. Love still exists, but it exists alongside fear, not instead of it. Affection now carries consequence. Closeness demands calculation. Care must always account for collateral damage. This is the final truth Tokyo Ghoul offers without apology. Love was never meant to feel safe. Because safety requires certainty, and this world offers none. Kaneki stands at the center of what remains, not as a hero, not as a monster, but as proof. Proof that survival does not reward purity, that love does not promise preservation, that sometimes the price of keeping others alive is the annihilation of who you were allowed to be. And that is the horror that lingers, not the blood, not the violence, but the knowledge that love can ask for everything human and call it necessary.